Thank you for joining me for another edition of Gaming with RLZ. This is a special edition. Cryptic has just made a couple of announcements regarding Star Trek Online. A couple of pretty significant events coming up here. First of all, the Mirror Universe is invading the galaxy once again. That's right, it's time for the Mirror Universe event. If you haven't played this before, let's see, the Mirror Invasion will be returning to Star Trek Online as part of a limited time event starting on May the 10th at 8 a.m. Pacific time and ending on May 31st at 10 a.m. Pacific time. This event will only be playable during this 3-week time frame, and once a day players will be rewarded with a multi-dimensional transporter for playing the event. And by turning in 14 transporters through a new project available in the event reputation system, players can receive 50,000 dilithium ore, 500 fleet marks, 250 marks of their choice, and a brand new unique weapon, the Agony Phaser Energy Torpedo Launcher. This is big, folks. The event itself is pretty fun. The only drawback to it is you have to do it for 14 days. Now, in the past, this event was a per character unlock, and running the mission takes between 15-20 minutes. It can run a little bit longer depending on the team, but it is a timed event. There's no way to just kind of blast your way through it and be done, no matter how good the team is. It is what they call a time-locked event, but it's pretty fun. The only well, there is another drawback, and that's the amount of people that'll be AFK during the playing. If you're playing this, don't do AFK. I know you've done it 100 times before, but think about your teammates. You know, you can't really punk out on your teammates like that. You have to support the team and play it through to the end and grind your way through it with them. Why this is such a big version of this event, two things. One, it is an Agony Phaser Energy Torpedo Launcher. For the longest time, we have been wanting and asking for a phaser-based energy torpedo. Well, they have finally given it to us. That's the big thing there. So this will benefit from your vulnerability locators, your phaser vulnerability locators. So those will buff this energy torpedo. Shields have an innate 75% kinetic damage resistance, but because this is energy based, your torpedo will be fully effective against shield and hull. And we don't have the stats on it yet. We don't know what the actual specifics. It says based on well-known weaponry typically fired in the form of directed energy weapons. This projectile is specially equipped to encase itself in the harmful power of agony rays, afflicting the crews and subsystems of enemy starships with a deadly overload of painful power. Upon hitting a foe, this torpedo has a chance to disable the target and cause phaser damage over time. Unlike most torpedo launchers, the Agony Phaser Torpedo Launcher's damage is enhanced by the abilities and items that improve phaser damage and not those that improve traditional torpedo weapons. Alright, so this is an account unlock. So you play through one time, you get it for the entire account, and that was actually just confirmed by Ambassador Kale this afternoon. You know, of course, that's the number one question when you go into the forum. The Mirror Universe Invade, you go in there, and that's the first question people ask: is it per character or account? And down here, there you go, Ambassador Kale has verified it is an account unlock. So do it one time on one tune, all your characters will have access to it. So don't let this pass you by, because once this is done, it's done forever. They may add it to a Phoenix logbox in a few years, but it will never again be an account unlock. So don't pass that up. Okay, the other bit of news that we have is introducing the Gamma Task Force reputation. So we have a sneak preview of the new reputation coming out with Victory is Life. And the first thing we are greeted with is a picture of the ground set. We have the Jem'Hadar, and judging by the colors, this is probably going to be the Federation variant of the armor and the Klingon variant. Looks pretty slick. Looks like we're probably going to be getting some type of a pulse wave, maybe some kind of rifle, and dual pistols. So looking pretty good there. We have a few, let's see, it's going to be based around the new Gamma Quadrant events, the new Gamma Quadrant battles that are coming up. Kind of interested to see how that's going to play out. The Gamma Quadrant sector battle zone looks like it may play out similar to the Dyson sphere. But let's see, germanium carapace fragments is what we're going to be grinding for on these, in addition to the marks. And some of the rewards that we can get, the space set is a Gamma Team Synergy space set. It's a 4-piece set. Deflector array, combat impulse engines. We do get a resilient shield. I'm happy to see that. And then you get an overcharged warp core or singularity core. They seem to be, again, we're going to have to wait until the actual stats are released before we get excited about the actual pieces. But they have given us a sneak peek at the set bonuses. And the set bonuses for both space and ground are what's really exciting me about this, because they stack with your teammates. So to team, the 2-piece, passive, team and self, I love passive bonuses over clickies, because clickies always have recharges, passives just work. So the 2-piece, you get 10% flight turn rate and flight speed. So that stacks with your teammates. Again, the 3-piece, you get 10% kinetic damage and 10% accuracy rating. Stacks with the teammates. And the 4-piece, you get +10 to control X, +10 drain expertise, 5% maximum hull capacity, and 5% maximum shield capacity. And again, that stacks with your teammates. So if you get 5 members of a team running this, those can add up pretty quickly. I'm pretty sure that the damage bonuses are most likely going to be a Cat 1. Be nice if they were Cat 2. We'll have to wait and see. Glancing over this, you have the space weapons set. It's a 3-piece. You have a console, the ordnance accelerator. Decreases the shared cooldown for mine launchers. And it seems like here over the last year or so, Cryptic has really been trying to get people interested in mines. They're not really used. I've never really seen them used that well. I've seen them used a couple of times, but not often. So they seem to be trying to increase interest in using the mines. So the mines will cool down faster, and then it gives a significant increase to Polaron energy weapon damage and projectile damage. All right. So this 2-piece is an advanced inhibiting chronoton projectile weapon. It's a wide arc torpedo launcher. Chronoton, though, I'm not too crazy about. I wish it would have been a quantum. But shots are guaranteed to slow the target. And then there's a 3-piece bonus we'll talk about. Additionally, activating the 3-piece bonus, Deep Space Mine, will cause this torpedo launcher to deploy a self-replicating minefield near your current target, rendering the area effectively impassable to foes for a significant duration. Interesting. There is a rapid deploying mine launcher. Unique mine launchers designed for rapid speed deployment. Not only do these mines arm faster than normal, but they are also deployed in front of your ship, so that when armed, they're closer to where you and the action are. Additionally, activating the 3-piece bonus Deep Space Mine will cause this mine launcher to deploy a self-replicating minefield, rendering the area effectively impassable. So you get that whether you're using the torpedo launcher or the mine launcher. Kind of interested to see how that mine launcher works. And then there's a Polaron weapon available in an omnidirectional inhibiting Polaron beam array or a heavy turret. Unlike normal, in addition to its wide arc and the chance to take impulse engines offline of foes in an area that all inhibiting Polaron space weapons have. So I think this is a they're letting something out here. It looks like the reputation weapons are going to be inhibiting Polaron, and these inhibiting Polaron weapons have a chance to take the impulse engines offline of all foes. So that's going to be its proc. It's been upgraded to leave a damage resistance debuff when shooting foes slower than you. Interesting. Looks like the heavy turret does the same thing. I'm not so sure how I like that. If I'm going for a proc, I'd probably just go for the standard crafted Polaron proc to drain all subsystem. But we'll have to wait and see. Alright, so the set bonuses for the space weapons, the 2-piece passive, you get 10% chronoton projectile weapon damage, 10% Polaron energy weapon damage, and 10% flight speed turn rate. And then the 3-piece, you get the clicky, the Deep Space Mine. When activated, Deep Space Mine upgrades your next attack with an advanced inhibiting chronoton weapon to deploy a self-replicating minefield that lasts for 90 seconds. While active, any mine from the field that is detonated will be quickly replaced with another mine, ensuring the area stays highly lethal. That could be pretty cool. That might actually be pretty cool in a PvP environment where you're up against somebody running anchored that likes to park and pound. That might be pretty cool. All right, looking at the ground weapons here, ground set 3-piece. We get a poly alloy weave armor. Let's see, with a bonus to the user's offensive capabilities immediately after entering combat, and very high resistances to physical and kinetic damage. I'll have to wait and see the numbers on that. Concerted resilient personal shield. Let's get a resilient ground shield. That's going to be pretty neat. Unique new shield features. This unique new shield features absorbs parts of energy that most shield generators would fail to stop, resulting in decreased bleed through and increased effectiveness against energy weaponry. Additionally, for user safety, this personal shield will activate a short duration cloaking device when nearly depleted. In addition, the shield generator has been tuned to be more resistant to phaser weaponry, so that's pretty cool. It's kind of like that emergency shroud trait. And then you get a pulse wave. Okay. This unique hard-hitting pulse wave is optimized for close quarters combat, even beyond normal pulse wave capabilities. The primary firing mode slows targets hit, while the secondary firing mode will root targets for a short duration. Additionally, all shots from this weapon deal increased damage towards slower targets, helping you press the advantage. So you shoot them the first time and it slows them. Shoot them again and it's doing increased damage. Interesting. Okay, so your set bonuses. 2-piece passive, and again, this stacks with your teammates. So you get plus 10 physical damage resistance rating, kinetic resistance rating, and plus 10% weapon damage. And then the 3-piece, you get, again, a stacking bonus of plus 10 energy damage resistance rating, 5% maximum hit points, and 5% maximum shield capacity. All right. Again, we have to wait until we see all the numbers for the actual components themselves. And our kit modules. The engineering kit module is a cloaked mine barrier. Spawns 5 cloaked mines and random dispersal pattern around your character. Well, this is kind of like that episode from DS9 where Cisco and the team had to beam down to the planet and help out those Marines that were down there. They had all the cloaked mines around the compound. These unique mines, when detonated, spawn a second cloaked mine at a random nearby location, making no place safe to walk around them. That can be pretty cool. Alright, so the Science Kit module, Modify Ketracel Hyperspray. Based on research into Ketracel White, let's see, without the toxic reaction experienced by non-gem Hadar. Removes all debuffs from the target, increases the target's willpower, kinetic, and physical resistances. Duration of these buffs is increased by defeating foes. And then the Tactical Coordinated Synergies provides a set of team-wide boosts to all damage, running speed, and resistance rating. If that's an all damage bonus, that might be a Cat 2. The duration of these boosts can be increased by defeating foes. The buffs from this kit module stack with activations from other team members, so they're really focusing on the teamwork here. And lastly, we have traits. Let's see, new reputation traits at Tier 1. Ground traits, we get Strength of Mind, increase your willpower, resistance to control effects, or Strength of Body, increase to kit performance whenever you activate a captain ability, making all of your kit modules more effective. Activating multiple captain abilities in short duration will refresh the duration of this buff. Alright. Tier 2, Space, Hardened Sensors. Increase your resistance rating to control effects, power drain effects, and shield drain effects. or all those hardened sensors, and enhanced sensors. Slotting this trait will boost the effectiveness of your drain and control abilities whenever you activate a captain ability. Activating multiple captain abilities in short duration will refresh the duration of the buff. That can be pretty cool. On a science tune, that can go a long way. Tier 3 is ground again, magnified munitions. Slotting this trait will grant passive increase to your damage. Okay. Or strengthen personal shielding, passive increase to your shield resistance. Alright, so either way you want to play it, DPS or tank. Tier 4 space, magnified armament. Slotting this trait will grant a passive increase to your weapon damage. Alright, so like usually you have the space and ground variants of each one. And then strengthen shielding, passive increase to your shield resistance. And then the tier 5, the actual rep trait, is ground. One little ship activating this trait will summon a miniaturized Danube runabout to fly around and shoot phaser beam arrays and photon torpedoes at nearby foes for a short duration. So that must be what we're looking at here. So you're calling in an airstrike. Okay. Alright, so it will be available for testing on Tribble soon. Look forward to seeing players make the most out of these reputation awards. See you in game. And note, all abilities and items found within this blog are subject to change. Alright, so that is the week so far in Star Trek Online. What do you think, folks? We have a phaser-based energy weapon torpedo coming out, and we have the Gamma Task Force reputation. Are you excited? Are you kind of meh? Let me know in the comments below, but keep it civil. And I look forward to playing with you in game.